Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Rise of Shadows card reviews. We're taking a look at the Warlock cards right now. Of course, we're just doing a quick overview. If you want to check out any of the other classes, they're available on the channel. Let's get started with Darkest Hour. 6 mana Warlock spell. Destroy all friendly minions. For each one, summon a random minion from your deck. So, our applications here are we can cheese some minions into play. If we have any spells that summon minions, then we can use those spells. So the imp one that summons 4 1/1 imps, we can play that. We then Darkest Hour, it'll destroy all 4 of those, and then we get 4 minions from our deck, which could be, you know, Malagos, Jaraxxus, Rafam, and something. A whole bunch of things. That's kind of the cheesiest application, I guess. Outside of that, I think a deck would be quite difficult to brew up with Darkest Hour. I guess it works quite well with Death Rattle minions. We can kind of play a bunch of Death Rattles, then kill them all, get advantage, get some more dudes into play. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm keen to see it, really keen to see it, but not too sure how good it is. Next we have the Jumbo Imp. It's a big imp, big lad. 10 mana, 8/8, costs 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand, which is really specific. Not only does it have to be in your hand, but a friendly demon has to die. Unlike other effects where, you know, they might be, it might get discounted while you're it's in your deck if like a treant dies. Unlike other effects that might just cost less, like a Corridor Creeper, whenever something dies whilst it's in your hand, this one, it has to be a demon. And it costs 10, which is a lot. Most of these types of effects do they tend to cost 8 or 7 or 9 or something like that. But 10 is a lot. I mean, even if you look at it in the context of, say, a Zoo Warlock, where I imagine this kind of effect might actually be pretty wanted. If you say turn 1 Flame Imp, turn 2 a 2 mana demon, turn 3 a 3 mana demon, maybe turn 4 2 2-mana demons, and all of those die, the 5 demons are dead, then you can play this on turn 5. So if your opponent is, like, I guess that's some kind of comeback potential, but yeah, that's a lot of demons that have to die. Neri, what is going on? Neri Cell is up in the chat. Good to see you here. At least the art is great. That's true. I do like these boys getting crushed. But yeah, if there's more token style effects that dump a bunch of demons into play, I think it could be good. But at the moment, I think 10 is maybe just a bit too much. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Next we have Inferno. 3 mana Warlock spell. Give your demons +1 attack. It's pretty good. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Okay, so this is a really interesting kind of like card to play in aggressive mirrors, where both of these effects could be very, very good. Once again, not too sure how many like token style demon effects there are, just how good a buff that is. But dealing 1 damage to all enemy minions could also combine quite well with some random things that you have lying around, potentially some lackeys, stuff like that. Inferno seems pretty interesting, and definitely a great card if the meta does turn out to be very aggressive, and there are a lot of aggressive mirrors. Up next, Aranasi Broodmother. 6 mana, 4/6 with Taunt. I like those stats. When you draw this, restore 4 health to your hero. Yeah, I really like this. In a defensive style deck where maybe you're trying to, maybe fatigue them out, maybe you're just trying to get towards your late game Warlock cards, your Jaraxxus and things like that. I think this is really great. Immediate effect when you draw it. Obviously, it might not come into play if you draw it in the first couple of turns. But I think usually you're going to have tapped a bit. You might have played some self-damaging minions. And then the Aranasi Broodmother is actually going to be online, I think, a lot more than what people think. 4/6 Taunt for 6 mana. I can get behind that as well. Nice defensive stats. I think this card's great. Love the design on it. Yeah. Next, we have Plot Twist. 2 mana Warlock spell. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw that many cards. There are a couple of draw synergy cards. I mean, we just saw one with the Aranazi Broodmother. So we could potentially shuffle it back into our deck. Draw it again. Heal some more. Very interesting. But this kind of synergizes with a couple of other cards I think that we'll see very soon. Eager Underling. 4 mana 2/2. Death Rattle. Give 2 random friendly minions +2/+2. I think this is very dollar store Fungalmancer type effect. Unfortunately, with a lot of these kind of weak statted, I think we saw it with the Faceless, the 3 mana 2/2 that buffed your whole team by 1 when it died. It's just very hard to get this type of effect off. Very hard to get it off on the right minions, whereas Fungalmancer is just battle cry, do it immediately, do what I want now. At least, you know, with a lot of lackeys lying around, you're probably more likely to have just some minions out than you would in other previous formats, but it's a lot. You're giving up a lot of stats, so not super keen on this one. Next, we have a Warlock Legendary, Fellord Betrug. I guess there's no umlauts over the U. Betrug. 8 mana 5/7. When you draw a minion, so once again, combos with our Plot Twist, summon a copy with a rush that dies at the end of the turn. So, you know, turn 10, Betrug Plot Twist. If you're drawing, you know, any number of minions, you can usually just trade into your opponent's board. If they've got Death Rattles, those Death Rattle effects are going to go off. Could be an interesting combo kind of card, but the fact that it doesn't give you any immediate value just on its own, and it does cost 8, that might just be asking a little bit too much. Next, we have Evil Genius. 2 mana 2/2, Battle Cry. Destroy a friendly minion and add 2 random lackeys to your hand. So, I mean, this could be an enabler for Eager Underling. We also have still some eggs in the format, most notably Scarab Egg, which we can drop, destroy it, get 2 lackeys. We've got a whole bunch of 1/1s, play those lackeys, get a little bit more value. Yeah, this could totally be a thing. We'll have to see how many more egg-style effects we get. I think Blizzard might start slowing down all of those types of effects, just because we've seen quite a lot in the last couple of expansions, and we've seen a lot of people take advantage of them as well, in maybe ways that are just getting a little bit old. But I like Evil Genius. I like these kind of Warlock effects that kill your own minions. I think it could be interesting. Rafam Scheme. Here's our token style card. It's a 3 mana Warlock spell. Summon a 1/1 imp. Summon 1/1 imp. 1/1 imp. Upgrades each turn. So I assume that it upgrades summoning more imps, not summoning bigger imps, or both. But yeah, if you have this in your opener, by turn 3, it's going to summon 3 imps. Great. Turn 4, turn 5, turn 6 gets even bigger. Obviously, it's not a great top deck, but if we do want to be playing this kind of like Darkest Hour combo style deck, or doing things with Jumbo Imp, or buffing up everything with Inferno, then I guess Rafam Scheme is going to be heavily leaned on in order to facilitate all of that. And maybe the games where you don't draw it, you just straight up lose. But still a really interesting card, interesting enabler, and I think we're going to see a lot of games where, you know, you do have the answer, you destroy all your opponent's stuff, and they Rafam Scheme back into the game. It could be quite frustrating. Lastly, we have Archvillain Rafam. I believe this was the very first card spoiled. It is a 7 mana 7/8 with Taunt. Delicious stats. The Bog Champ is back. But Battlecry, replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. So all the work that you had to do to get the Golden Monkey, you know, playing Elise, then playing the map, then playing the monkey, you just get that for this. And I think this has a lot of applications. Maybe as a late game Warlock card, could be quite good. I think it's at its best in Zoo Warlock as the 1 out the one late game card that you might play, especially with the no more Doom Guards in the format. You don't have any risk of discarding this, which is one of the biggest things with Doom Guard and Gul'dan, Blood River Gul'dan. Blood River Gul'dan, you could play as like your one outer if the game goes long, but you would never want to discard it to a Doom Guard, especially if you thought you needed it. So I really like Archvillain Reform in a very, very like aggressive Zoo Warlock style, where if the game does go long, it's okay, drop Reform, you've got a bunch of legendaries, gives you that opportunity to potentially kill your opponent. It's Prince Liam, but better. Ooh, that is a pretty interesting statement. I think it is better than Prince Liam. I think Prince Liam's super specific. And the stats are really good as well, so I think you're probably right on that one, Neri. Also, interestingly, this does happen to straight up counter some of the bomb warrior stuff that we'll see in the warrior spells and minions. And it also stops Hakar. So this card also just happens to put a stop to a couple of interesting strategies. I think we'll be seeing quite a lot of Reform. And I'm looking forward to playing with it. Thank you for checking out these Warlock reviews. We'll be back next with Warrior, so definitely go check that out if it's something you're interested in. Bye-bye.